Welcome to Local SEO Tactics, where we bring you tips and tricks to get found online. I am producer Caleb Baumgartner, and with this episode, Jesse Dolan and Sue Ginsberg discuss the importance of making your website work for you. You may not know how to maximize your ROI on your website, but Sue and Jesse are here to provide useful tips for maximizing engagement to turn more clicks into clients. If you have a question for our team, we're here to help. If you leave a voicemail question we use on the show, you could receive a free Intrycks t-shirt. Thanks for listening and enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to Local SEO Tactics, where we bring you tips and tricks to get found online. I'm your host, Jesse Dolan, here with Sue Ginsberg. And Sue is on. We've been doing this for kind of a regular series now. And Sue is our client success specialist here, really being an advocate for our clients, fielding questions from listeners, questions that come up, Sue engaging with clients kind of on a day-to-day basis. And just to kind of reset the spirit of what we're trying to do here with you on the show is, again, ask those questions, right, that people are asking out there. Anybody listening in the audience, even if you're not a current client of ours, you can ask a question. It'll come through Sue. We'll use it on the show. Help yourself out, help everybody else out. If you have a question that you want us to talk about, go on out to localseotactics.com, go on to the bottom, click the link for asking a question. And there's kind of two stages, right? If you just want to submit your question, send it over to us and we'll read it on the show and talk about it. That's great. If you want to take it to the next level, we're going to bribe you with a free t-shirt. You can actually call in and leave a voicemail with your question, and then we'll play the audio. So not only give you a shout out on the show, but actually play the audio so you can be on it and say it in your own words. We'd love to do that if you're game for it. Same thing, just go to localseotactics.com, go down to the bottom, click on the submit a question, and it'll kind of walk you through those options. So that being said, Sue's got a good topic for us here in this episode. Geographic background area, Sue. We're looking at what? Austin there again?
Austin, Texas.
Nice.
Let's keep it weird. That's what they say. Keep Austin weird.
I like that slogan. I like it. So what are we talking about today?
Okay, today we are going to be talking about how can you make your website work harder in 2021. As the new year starts, these are the types of questions and discussions that I get into with clients, and think that in the beginning of the year, anytime, it's on a lot of business owners' minds. So my quote of the day today is a quote from the Cheshire Cat, how do you say that? From Alice in Wonderland, and that is, would you tell me please which way I ought to go from here? That depends a good deal on where you want to get to, said the cat. I don't much care where, said Alice. And the cat said, then it doesn't matter which way you go. The point is, if you know where you want to go, then state that, be intentional about that, and in this context, incorporate it into your website strategy. So the intent of this topic today is to help our listeners and clients know how can your website work harder for you and your business this year. And what I would say is whatever that means to you. It could be making your website more user-friendly. It could be making your website more engaging. Could be making your website a better sales tool for your business. All of those things, any one of those things or more, the bottom line is it all depends on what you want to get from your website. Obstacles to this happening: you're unaware that your website can work harder for you. You're unaware that your website can act as a sales tool. You're unaware that it can act as a resource for your clients, et cetera, et cetera. It may just be that it's an outdated website. It may be you're missing call to action. Any of these things could happen. A business owner has thousands of things to think about, and the website is one of them. The plan is think strategically about your website, think intentionally about it so that you can make it work harder for you. It does not happen on its own. And the result is your website will be more effective as a sales and marketing tool for you. It will be better engaging and interacting with your clients and your prospects. And in the end, you will get a better ROI for your website and the investment that you have put into it. Yeah. So start with a story really close to home here. Talk about Intrycks going through, as we speak, a website redo slowly but surely. And why are we doing this? We've added services as clients have demanded them, and we're expanding our service offerings based on the things that we're doing more regularly, more frequently, and getting requests from more clients. So what that means is what we're delivering is not accurately and completely reflected by the website that we have right now. So that's triggering us to redo the website, to add services, make it more engaging, and a resource for those services on the website, which are not on there now. And while most listeners know that we do local SEO for GMBs and for websites, what you may not know is that we also build websites, we do digital marketing, we create content and more. So you may or may not know that now, but with the new website that we're working on, that will be made clear on there and better communicated to you. So with that, Jesse, I will pop the question to you. What are some of the common fixes that you see most websites need with or without the website owner even knowing that they can make these fixes and make it work harder for them?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. It's always timely, like towards the beginning of the year type, to think of these things and set the stage, but really this is evergreen. This is something, doesn't matter what time of the year or the frequency. Always be wondering, what can my website be doing better? Like you're saying, for us, it's really born out of communication with our clients. There's certain services, maybe they're asking questions to can you clarify this? Can you give me more information about that? I didn't even know you offered blank. So that stuff has to get out on the website if that's happening to you. But broadly, something that we're seeing kind of as a trend right now, and something that we're recommending to everybody to get behind, is leveraging video. Your website, your web pages need to have text and images and things like that too. But let's face it, we would much rather watch a 15 or 30-second video than to read 3, 4, 5 minutes on a website or even scan through it. And if your video is attractive, that's actually not only a time saver or something we as humans, not everybody, but a lot of us gravitate towards. It's also like a much more engaging piece of content, right? To play that video. And specifically what we're talking to people about is kind of having, let's say the video is towards the top of your page. The video really is kind of the door opener for the rest of the page. Your page, if it has SEO applied, it's kind of targeting certain keywords or a certain theme or a certain niche. But you may kind of go into, topics and subtopics and have different channels or segments for people to, you click for the next thing or learn more, read more, open up a new tab, whatever. A video is going to really set the stage. Like, okay, I'm paraphrasing, like for an example here, but underneath me, there's a bunch of content. Here's what it's about. Here's why you should check it out. And if you want a shortcut to just contact us, hit the red button right below and just submit a form. It's just kind of like an overview, an introduction of this page or of this service or of this product, whatever the page may be about. Mm-hmm. So leveraging video, leveraging quick videos on that format right there, because you can make those really quick. People a couple of years ago, if you were to talk about putting a video on your website, we'd want to have this, late night news or primetime news type production. You thought it would have to be really, really good and high quality. One of the silver linings for the whole COVID pandemic and working from home, Zoom meetings and everything else is we're all used to more of this type of quality, right? So don't get me wrong. If all things being equal, if you have a high-end production video versus your competitor, that's probably going to help you out. But if you have nothing right now, doing your own videos, if you have an iPhone or an Android phone that's within the last couple of years, it's going to have a pretty stellar camera on it. You can capture that video. If you're talking a 15 or 30-second little intro video, you can probably do that in 1 or 2 takes without a lot of editing or redoing. The longer you talk, the more mistakes you're going to make, right? So just these short videos, you can do them yourself. You can create it. You can put it up on YouTube. You can do some minor editing with graphics and stuff. And you can have yourself a video that really enhances your web page, your website, and that content. And in addition to it, just being an effective piece of content and engagement, now you're also, from the eyes of Google for SEO, you've got a page that has multimedia. You've got a page with video. Again, all things being equal, if it's up to you and a competitor, if your page has an embedded YouTube video, let's say, you're going to score some points, and you're probably going to get a better ranking over the long term for that engagement and those other signals. By doing that, and last but not least, it's not as directly on the website. I know your question is, what can your website do for you, or what do you want it to do, right? But if you're leveraging video, if you're embedding a YouTube video into your web page, that means you've also put this video on YouTube. You're creating a video on YouTube. You're leveraging YouTube at the same time. YouTube and Google are usually, the top two most popular search engines, maybe in the world, for sure the US. Either case, massive opportunity to start getting yourself out there on YouTube as well, almost as a byproduct, at least in this kind of a pitch. So that's something that we're encouraging people to do a lot. It's so much more accessible than it was even a year or two ago for the type of quality you can put out there, the type of quality people are used to seeing. And it's so easy to just pick a topic, enhance your web page with a quick intro video or an explainer video, or if it's a product or a service, a demonstration video. Even in a case like this, if it's FAQs, just some quick answers to videos that people are, quick video answer to questions people are usually asking, and just having that be part of your website. Wherever you have a video, you can also have text, right? So it's not like it's a one or the other. If you put a video up on your page, you could say the same thing almost verbatim, word for word, and type it out. And now you got people that can read it, people that can watch it, and you just really can't go wrong by doing it. The only danger in a video is if you overdo it with too many videos on your page and it takes your page longer to load. You're just going to impact your overall loading time. But for what we're talking about here, just adding a video to the page, that's really a non-issue. I guess last thing, just to kind of fully round it out, definitely here, at least in my example for my answer for you, Sue, we're talking about YouTube and leveraging YouTube to do this. This is within WordPress too, that I guess is my context. If you're using a different content management system or web builder, you can integrate, Wistia, other video hosting platforms, or even just directly upload it to your website. It doesn't have to be YouTube, is my point. I think it's great to leverage YouTube. It's free, it's accessible, and again, you get the double dip by using YouTube as well at the same time. But just putting video on your website in general, even if you're using some other built-in video host or platform to do that, really doesn't matter. Just having video on your website is going to be a great user engagement and a great thing to have on there. So I guess that's my long answer to your short question.
Jesse, are there any particular industries that video works better or worse for, whether that's manufacturing, retail, or even B2B, B2C? What are your thoughts on that?
On the surface, I'd say no, because my context is that it can work for everybody. This is a question this is not the first time I've had this. Now, does a video work better when you can hold a product and demonstrate it versus showing a manufacturing process? Yeah, there's definitely going to be applications that are, more suited towards it, especially if you're talking in that short 20, 30-second type video, not a long, tutorial. But every industry can benefit from video. If you have a flyer or a page on your website that explains, promotes, or showcases something, you can do that same thing with a video, right? And enhance that page. So not as direct of an answer maybe as you're looking for there, but really I think that's the truth. So.
Well, the truth is what we want. And what I heard is, doesn't matter. Video helps every website.
Absolutely.
And as a consumer, as a visitor to websites, I know for me, I definitely am attracted more to first to the video before I would read any copy.
Yeah.
It's human nature, right?
Yep.
It's great. Really great.
So yeah, hopefully that helps everybody out. Sue, did you have a closing thought you wanted to share?
Yes, I would say on this topic, if you remember one thing and one thing only, your website is most likely your biggest marketing investment. It is for most businesses. Have it be your best salesperson too, or have it work hard for you. And this does not happen on its own. It takes your attention. It takes your strategy. What do you want your website to do? And don't ignore it, work on it, and make it work hard for you.
Yeah, I love that. Something we always tell people is you got to do it with intent. Like
Yeah.
that takes away a lot of the mystery of SEO. Is like, what is it? How do you do it? It's really all about just doing it with intent. If you type a word, if you save a photo, if you put a label on something, what was the keyword? Like everything is intentional. Like you're saying, it doesn't happen by itself. You have to be intentional on it. So
Yeah.
it's stellar.
And,
All right.
and also, Jesse, I'll also add,
Yep.
we can help you do that for anybody who doesn't already know that. Yes, we have deep SEO expertise, but that means we know how to work on your website.
Yeah.
And if you want and need help with that, absolutely, we're here to help you.
Yeah, on that too. I mean, even further for embedding video, creating video, leveraging video, these things we're talking about. Of course, we can help with that too. If people want working examples of us doing it, just go to localseotactics.com. Every single podcast episode that we launch is recorded on video. Sue and I are talking right now. It's also video recording that's going to go on YouTube, and we're going to put this video on the podcast episode page, for this episode. So not hard to do at all. And you can see a working model there if you go check it out.
Jesse, you say not hard to do because you know how to do it, but
yeah, good point.
For other people.
Good point. It's a lot easier than people may give it credit, right? The first one or two might be painful, but yeah, it's really not any more difficult than anything else you're doing with creating a web page, an image, creating a Word document and saving it. Really, it's just knowing how to do it. You're right. All right, I think that wraps it up for this episode. Like I said on the front side, anybody out there, if you've got a question or a topic you want to throw at us, just go on out to localseotactics.com, but on the bottom, find the link for submit a question and pick your route from there. We'd love to hear from you and love to help you out. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you on the next episode. Okay.